people are making the confusion of this offline and online system. What is offline? What is online? It is all about networking and availability of the data and information. So offline means system works in restricted timing, that actually in the morning we are just switching on the system and the evening we are going to close it. That means this is only purely an offline. That's nothing 24/7 services there. It's not having the concept of this no anywhere and anytime concept. Backup restore time is relatively more, whereas online system works 24/7, anywhere, anytime concept is there, integrated with other environments, backup server, and it will be switched on automatically. The advantages. There are few advantages. One, delivery system more speedy. System transparency is there. Accountability is most important. Nowadays, I think accountability is a major issue. But here, once the ERP systems and all introduced in the e-governance system, so accountability will be pakka maintained, and that data reliability is there, and paperless office we can make it, and more information, less storage devices, integrated and single window system. Some of the disadvantages, all people are able to access to the internet. We want to just confirm that actually that has to be ensured. So then only it will be a success part. Otherwise, the e-governance will not be a success. So that's what the government of India is also, and government of Tamil Nadu, both the sides, they are helping a lot to just provide the internet facility even to the rural, including urban and rural. Everything we are just providing that. Then network reliability is very, very important. That network consistency, that must be ensured, and lack of awareness to the citizen. The citizen should be get an awareness on that. So there are people still they are not awareness of many of the sites which are available, the government services available, government benefits, everything available. So all these informations are available on the net, but still they are not aware of all these things. We want to create an awareness, for which there are so many medias available. So we can just create, using that media, that we can create an awareness to the citizens. Potential impact of government and citizens of disintermediation, and impact of economic, social and political factors. Vulnerable to cyber attacks. The other side, very important, that actually major disadvantage what we feel when we computerize things, the cyber attacks are always there. That one side is pluses are there, in the sense minuses also there. So how to just overcome from all these issues? So we want to just make some safety for the cyber attacks. And there is a last but not but least, that is very important. The websites must be updated. Otherwise, the entire e-governance will be waste. So always, all the government departments, what we are doing actually, we are keep on updating. The latest information will be availed by the citizens. So this disadvantages, actually the last point is very, very important point, that we have to keep on update that websites. Steps for implementation. How to implement the e-governance? First, create awareness about the ICT tools among the employees. Provide required hardwares. Provide required software. Very important point. Required is the word. Very important point there. So the hardware is actually what really they needed. So we don't provide the very huge costliest things to the for ordinary purposes. So the required hardware must be provided, and required hardware means including the printers. For ordinary simple taking the printouts, they don't want to provide some kind of color printers and all. So the required hardware is very, very important, and the required software, really the required software must be provided, including that vulnerability problems and everything. For example, the antivirus also should be provided. Networking to be done, the fourth steps. Then capacity building. So not only providing all these things, and that important is capacity building to be done for the employees. Then only they can able to just work comfortably with the systems, and then they can able to do the service very easily to the citizens. Focus on IT productivity, that's most important. We have to just focus on that. So we have to create more productivity. Once it is computerized, we can just do that. So we have to concentrate on that. Maintenance is another major issue. So not only providing all these kind of facilities, So the maintenance is very important. We have to give provisions for maintenance too. Data to be fed in the system, it's the last part. After providing all these things, the data should be put it in the systems. And the last, not but least, very important point, due to the economical crisis and for reducing cost, okay, we have to think about more of open sources. Nowadays, open sources are available for all the items. For an example, MS Office is the product provided by the Microsoft company. So for that equivalent, some open sources available, that is called LibreOffice is there. So more or less same. We can start use of the LibreOffice. LibreOffice is purely open source software, and there is no single naya paisa to pay anyone, and you can just download and you can just put it in your system and you can continue your work. Such things. Similarly, there are other soft open sources to develop some kind of a software applications also, software modules. That is PHP is there and MariaDB is there. There are so many other things also available. We can just make use of it, including some kind of a statistical application. That costliest things, SPSS software is there, and SAS is there, statistical application is there. All these are all, you have to just proprietary item, you have to pay and get it. Actually, instead of this, you can just go for open source called R software is there. You can just make use of that, so that we can reduce the cost. These are the examples for some few examples already what the people have just done. The government service, online services like GOs are available. They made it in the government sites, and e-ticketing process, e-procurement processes, e-tender processes. All these things are few examples, and e-businesses. So a small diagram of that railway reservation system is this. It is already connected. It's a bit old one. Nowadays it is some more improved. It is now available, and that's a transaction flow. It's a 3-day system. So we are just accessing the railway server. Railway server is just simply again connecting to the confirmation to that banking server. Then after transaction, it comes to our systems. So this is actually very good. 3-day system is there. So there's a simple diagram. It helps to show you that how this is connected through the internet. It's a very successful model. So that's what we are discussing about that. So thank you very much. Any doubts? The mail ID is there. Anything you want to just clarify with the e-governance, and please mail to me. I will respond for that. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.